Hello, lovely student. Welcome to my lessons on decision making. And today is lesson 7. And in this particular lesson, I'm going to focus on the logical OR operator. So I have a Delphi program already created for you. I've already done the design, the front-end development design. And I've created a project and I've called it logical OR. I've got a panel on my form and all I've done is put in a heading, grades at high school. I've got 2 labels, one for enter the learner's name and one to enter the grade of the learner. I'm getting inputs from 2 t-edits. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a label, a t-label as a GUI component to do display. It is tested many times in exams, and I always like to put in something different in each of my lessons so that you remember this for exam purposes. So let's code this program where we're going to check the learner's grade. If the grade is grade 8 or grade 9, the program is going to display that the learner is in the junior phase of high school. If the grade is grade 10, 11, and 12, the program is going to display that the learner is in the senior phase of high school. So let's go and write some coding. Okay, so what I've done here on my form create, so if you go into events and you go into the on create event of the form, you look for the on create event of the form and you type this code to display a particular color, background color of the form. So the name of the form dot color, and you can choose any color. So if I wanted to choose blue, I could have left it at blue. Blue is a bit bright for me, so I chose sky blue, which is a bit lighter. So when you run your form at runtime, dynamically, it will display a color on the background. So that's also one nice thing that you can do. Every lesson I'll be teaching you something new, something different. So let's create variables for our question that we are writing at the moment. Okay, so my variable is going to be one for the grade, and I'm going to call it iGrade. And iGrade is going to be of data type integer, and one for the learner's name, and SName is going to be, let's go with string for name, string. I'm going to get the grade from a t-edit, so let's get a value from a t-edit, and the t-edit gets a value as string, so I need to go string to int, and I need to convert it to integer, and edt control space, that comes up, select grade dot text. So let's enter the name of the learner, so edt control space name dot text. Okay, it's actually also very nice to enter the name before you enter the grade. So let me just cut that and paste it there. So it's always very nice to enter the name before the grade. Okay, it's just good programming practice, the way you do things and the order in which you do things. Okay, so now I'm going to test if iGrade. So first I want to check if they're in the junior grade. So I'm going to say if iGrade is equal to 8. Do not forget that you need brackets when you're using Boolean operators. Okay, and the operator I'm going to use today is the OR operator, or iGrade equals 9. Okay, Now when you're using operators, I can't say this. I can't say if I grade equals 8 or equals 9. I have to test a variable. I have to say if I grade equals 8 or I grade equals 9. Okay, so if either or, whichever grade it is, either or, I want to display on a label. So my label is on the output label dot caption, and I want to put a user-friendly statement. For example, S name plus. So let's leave a space just for formatting so that your display looks neat, and I'm going to say in a string literal is in junior phase high school. Okay. So do not forget that before and else, I must remove my semicolon, and then I go into an else if. So now I can check grades 10, grade 11, and grade 12. So all I need to do is copy that, paste it, and I could add another or. You could have multiple ors. I could say or I grade equals 12. Then begin and end. So I need to go and change this to grade 10, grade 11, or grade 12. Okay, so just make sure that your spacings, your program looks neat. Okay, so what do I want to display? So all I'm going to do is copy that code of display, the caption on my label, and paste it. And remember, when you're pasting it, that you go and change what you need to change. Okay, so is in senior phase high school. I need to have an else statement. So my else statement could be else begin, end, and I could put in something very similar, and I could say okay, for example, completed high school. Let's run this program and see how it looks. Okay, so I'm going to enter a learner's name, and let's enter Thomas. And Thomas is in grade 10, and using the OR operator, it's going to display Thomas is in the senior phase high school. Okay, now note that I cannot do another test case because I did not clear the T label. So let's go and clear the T label, and that's also good programming practice to clear your. So I'm gonna LBL. Let's control space and see if yes, I did label it dot caption, and I'm going to set it to the null string to clear it. So now let's go and run it again, and I can do many test cases. Okay, also very nice to clear a GUI output component, because then it allows you to have multiple test cases. So let's run Moaz, and Moaz is in grade 12. Using the OR operator, Moaz is in the senior phase high school. So my next little technique is I'm going to use sets to write the same program. So let's double click, And I'm going to do exactly what I did at the top. So I'm not going to rewrite code. I'm just going to copy the code and I'm going to explain to you exactly what I did. And you are welcome to copy the code when you are practicing as well. Okay, so let's go to the begin part of it. I don't need to rewrite code to enter the name, the grade, and to clear the label. So let's copy that. That's what I'm doing there. And paste it in my begin, but also remember that when you're copying and pasting code, that you copy and paste correctly. Okay, I am going to copy the if statements, and then I'm going to correct it and show you exactly. And also when you're copying code, make sure that you copy the correct begin and end, and you do not miss a begin and end when you're copying code. Okay, so let's go and paste it there. So in this little segment, all I'm going to do is change, instead of using the multiple or, I'm going to use sets. So I'm going to test if I grade in and using square brackets. Okay, I'm going to test in a range between 8, 9. So when you're using in and using sets, I can use it because iGrade is of data type integer. So using in can only be used with ordinal data type, whether either the data type is integer or the data is of data type character, char, a single character. So it could be a single character, A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever, or it could be vowels, but you're testing a particular character, a single character. Or I could use it with integers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, I could use it in a range, I could use it in a particular sets. So it all depends. So I'm going to show you 2 ways of how I'm going to use it in this program. So I'm testing if I grade in 8, 9. So basically it's testing if I grade is 8 or it's 9. Only 2 values. I'm restricting it to just 2 checks, 2 values. And then it'll do this. So I can replace this or segments. Okay, and instead of using multiple or to check grade 10, grade 11, or grade 12, I could say else if I grade, remember you must check the variable. If I grade in, and with sets we use square brackets, and I want to test from grade 10, 2 dots, to grade 12. So I can test it in a range of numbers. So I'm saying is I grade in this range, including 10 and including 12, both inclusive. And then the rest of my program remain the same. It's actually way much easier to use sets, especially when you have multiple conditions using the OR operator. Let's run this and see how it works. Okay, so note that my color changes at runtime. Let's put in a name and let's put in Oliver. And Oliver is in grade 10 using sets. Oliver is in senior phase high school. Let's change that to grade 8 and it's going to give me Oliver is in junior phase high school. Alright, so I'm going to end my lesson there. Thank you, learners, for listening. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and keep an eye on my next video to come shortly.